Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, I think it's pretty simple on the way home. You need a drink and a quick decision. Well, that would be right here at Timeout on Beach, a Miller Lite party where you can have drink after drink after drink after drink, Miller Lite beer after beer. I got $2.50 bottles, $13.99 buckets, and how about a $3 pint as we get things cranked up. Yeah, it feels like London. It does. You look outside, it's got that feel of London. And, you know, I'm always one of those who's exploring new ways and opportunities and how to get over a hangover. It's truly, outside of sharks, my biggest fear. I've tried it all. Water in between Miller Lights and Irish whiskey, and recently Pedialyte. You know, there's been days the next morning where Miller Lite drafts. I'll drink 164 ounces of all of that stuff. So I think I found the way over the years to cure the normal hangover. But what about the London hangover? That's become the point of emphasis this week. My goodness, Jacksonville was over there for 10 days. They flew back, the jet wave. You know, look at historically what has happened to this franchise. 3-6 after London, coming back here and trying to win again. Can we stop that right now? The Jaguars have sucked. It doesn't matter if the Jaguars play at home, away, in London, West Coast, East Coast, south of the border, north of the border, underground, above ground. Jaguars have been horrible. Okay, last year was the first time that they actually had a game without a bye, and they won. Yeah, they were struggling early. They were down 13-0 to the Raiders, came from behind like they did much of the second half of the season to win that game. Just a brilliant effort. And at least in the second half, Jacksonville won at 27-20. But I'm all for the storylines. I'm all for, you know, drumming up this, drumming up that, looking at trends. But, you know, everywhere I go now, it's the London hangover. Stop. This hasn't been a good football team. This hasn't been a good franchise. Again, they lost everywhere. So to say that they lost after a game in London, sure. That's relative. 3-6 lifetime. They did get a victory last year. Again, with no bye. We'll see what happens as we set the scene for Sunday at 1 o'clock. The Jaguars, a 4-point favorite. A little bit of Indianapolis money has trickled in this week, and we're going to hear from our good buddy Rafael Esparza, who joined us live from Las Vegas with MyBookie and MyBookie.org a little bit later on in the program. The total sits at 44.5. But the most important number of all is Jacksonville has had the number of the Colts right here in Duval. Indianapolis has not won since 2014 in the bank. That's 8 in a row for the Jags. One of those technically was played in London. They also have the opportunity here to sweep the Indianapolis Colts for the first time since 2017. So that is on the table as we get you ready for that matchup coming up on Sunday. In the meantime, my goodness, what a great time of year. The Braves trying to starve off elimination tonight, just after 8 o'clock. They'll get the baseball to the only 20-game winner this year in the big. Spencer Strader will get the baseball. The right-hander with a, you know, what? He led the league in strikeouts as well. Obviously, you get a quicker hook. Managers typically do that once you get into October baseball. But if there's one thing that they would ask tonight, just give them a quality start, right? Give them 5 innings and a couple of runs. Can you get into the 6th? Dare I say even the 7th? If so, who knows what happens? I'm not a fan of the short series. All right, if you're going to continuously expand a playoff series with playoff teams, and we're seeing it in the NFL, okay, that's a different world. The NFL, you can add an 18th week and a 17th game. You can take away buys. You can have extra wild card games, and we all love that as fans. When you expand in Major League Baseball, well, I think it's time to maybe shave a few games off the regular season. I've always been a traditionalist, perhaps outside of the designated hitter. Right? We remember when they went from 164 games, 154 to 162, and the asterisk with Roger Maris when he tied, then broke Babe Ruth. If you're going to do that now, you got to make the divisional round, the championship round, and obviously the World Series 7-game series. I understand. Others will say, for crying out loud, you're getting us into November. Hey, shave some games late in September. Begin the playoffs a little bit earlier. So that's what's going on. Arizona waits. How did that happen? Arizona swept the Dodgers. Right there with the Braves, the two teams with more than 100 wins this year in the regular season in the National League. And, of course, in the American League, well, you could thank Houston for just ruining the plans, thank Texas for just ruining the plans of both Tampa Bay as well as Baltimore. The Battle of Texas starts this weekend as well with Houston and Texas. So, big night in baseball. I'd like to say it's a big night in the National Football League. It's not, but I think you ought to create a drinking game. The Al Michaels drinking game. And every time you hear him complain, you take a little toast. I grew up in Massachusetts where that's where the Kennedys were, and to some extent still are. And we used to, on trips and what have you, we would toast Ted Kennedy as early as 7 a.m. And then we'd have another Ted Kennedy toast at about 7:15. By the time it was 7:30, we were full-fledged draining red eyes, followed up by Bloody Marys and all celebration of the late Ted Kennedy. You should do the same thing with Al Michaels. Every time Al complains about an official, slam one. Every time Al complains about, they got to go to a review, slam one. Every time Al complains that the game is getting out of hand, slam one. Come on, folks. I talk to a really smart audience each and every night right here on the home of the Jaguars. Invite us, JJ and I as well. We want to come to your party, the Al Michaels drinking game. Send us the details on that, 641-1010 on our text line that is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. In this game tonight, Kansas City's favored by 10.5. The total is 47. Do you realize that in this, I'd like to say this never happens, but go to the Belichick-Brady years and look at what they did at Buffalo and look at what they did to the Jets, and it's scary. But I read this yesterday, and I was like, really? Kansas City has knocked off Denver 15 straight times, okay? This doesn't happen in the NFL. It happens in college football. We heard Kirby Smart we had Mark Stoops complaining about Georgia over the weekend after his team was outgained 608 yards to 183 yards, and he said, well, Georgia went out and bought themselves some pretty good players. We could use some help. Well, Georgia's knocked off Kentucky 14 straight times. For years and years and years, I've talked about the dominance of the Gators and Alabama over Tennessee. We see next week you have Florida State Duke. Duke has never beaten Florida State. You have these streaks in college football. In the NFL, you're not supposed to have them. That's why they created a salary cap. That's why they have the draft process the way that it is, so teams never are supposed to be good for a long period of time. Teams are not supposed to be bad for a long period of time. But 15 straight victories for Kansas City over Denver. As a matter of fact, the last time Denver beat Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes was just a sophomore at Texas Tech. So they'll play tonight. That's at 8:15 on Prime. Looking forward to that matchup. Some baseball and some football right here on a Thursday. Also some pretty good college football tonight. Our good friend Tim Brando in Houston. West Virginia feels as though they've kind of righted that ship. 4-1 on the year, taking on Houston in Houston. So whether you're a pro guy, college guy, baseball guy, we got it all for you coming up tonight. In the meantime, we'd love to have you come on by. We're at Timeout. It is the Bar and Grill. And tell you what, good crowd already on hand. We do have here, which you can win if you put your name in the Miller Lite pitcher. All right, that is for 2 tickets to the game on Sunday between the Jaguars and the Colts. We'll draw later in the program. But again, an opportunity for you to come by here and win a couple of seats. Also, what a great time with friends to come on out tonight, because did I mention these drink specials? Well, of course I did, but let me give them to you once again. We have $13.99 buckets of Miller Lite, ice cold, right there to your table, right there to the bar. $2.50 bottles as well. If you like draft beer like I do, $3 pints of Miller Lite. So come on over, say hello, register to win some tickets. And again, we'll be here until 8 o'clock. Better news again today for Jacksonville. This is phenomenal. I mean, you're a couple of days away from officially weekend number 6, game number 6. It actually begins tonight, as we just highlighted, Denver and Kansas City. But now it's Devon Hamilton and his designation to return. So we witnessed this, roughly 10 days or so ago with Dewan Smoot. And the injury report has been released again today, as they did so on Wednesday. They came out with it again today. And when you look at Dewan Smoot, the fact that he's out there and he's giving it a go and he's practiced in full now on consecutive days is really good. Now, members of the media, we were out there. We watched him do some things on the side during the month of August. And if you go out for the 15 minutes that you're allowed, you can see guys work and basically just stretch. Once they get in any individual drills or certainly team-related drills, every NFL team says goodbye to the media. But I was concerned about the Achilles. If you went out and gave it a full practice like he did on Wednesday, how would he feel this morning when he got up and when he went back out onto the practice field on this Thursday? Well, the reports are he fully worked. So right now that has got to be considered a really good thing. You look at the overall pressure rate that Jacksonville has, not named Josh Allen. They're struggling. Josh Allen right now 19th in pressures. Okay, he's 45th in the win rate category that now has become it's just like common knowledge, right? I mean, I'm sure some of you folks picking up your sons and daughters from daycare, they get in the back seat and they're like, Dad, what's going on with Trayvon Walker's win rate percentage? I mean, it's become like the new talk in the NFL, and we love it here. I mean, Into the Night is absolutely going to be a part of that new conversation. I think we're part of the new music, as you can hear. Listen. Is that Van Morrison? Yeah, I think Van wrote that. I think that was a hit back in the spring of 2023. Certainly the latest in fashion, and that would be more of La Selva than Ballou. The latest books, the latest movies, but that includes the latest lingo in the world of algorithms, the world of mathematics, and everything else that is today's National Football League. Kayvon Chason, 99th in pressures, 99th in win rate. Walker midway, 44 in pressures, 60th in win rate. So, yeah, I mean, get Dewan Smoot in. Can you activate him this weekend? Can you get him in there for 15 plays? Can he give you 17, 18 plays? Can you ask him to get after the quarterback this weekend? If so, that's a really good thing for Jacksonville. Obviously, Gardner Minshew not as fleet of foot. Gardner Minshew's also a guy who's going to leave the pocket quite a bit. And maybe just the overall education and the football knowledge of Dewan Smoot, knowing that is going to be the case, does come in and ends up being a major asset defensively in this contest. So that happened with Smoot. Today it's Devon Hamilton. Now, I'd be really surprised if he goes this weekend, right? I would. It doesn't mean he's not going to go. I don't know. There was speculation last year at this time as to whether or not Cam Robinson would play, and it kind of mixed reviews with Cam. Certainly he was out for a different reason with his PED suspension, but yeah, he allowed a couple of sacks. Yeah, did he have back his quote-unquote sea legs, and was he in football shape? All of this, some of it goes away because you win, right? If you lost, it would have been a major point of emphasis. But when you win, you get a little bit less out of all of that. But I would expect Cam Robinson to be that much better, even though he had the elbow injury in the game. He let's double check that, limited on the injury report. The elbow, he's gone full both days. Just real quick to update things, as expected, Zay Jones hasn't worked yesterday or today. I saw Zay in the locker room yesterday, and got to believe he's not going to go this weekend, even though Doug Peterson said it's day-to-day. My guess is you're not seeing Zay Jones on Sunday. Could be wrong. That's just my guess. Walker Little with the knee hasn't practiced either day as well. My guess is he will not be at left guard on Sunday. It'll be Tyler Shatley once again. I do not know that. This is just a guess. Now, Hamilton came back today and he was limited, so I got to believe for Devon. And John Osher and I were talking about this last night. And as well, Hayes Carline and I spoke on it yesterday during Death Taxes in Duval, our podcast that you can get by going to 1010XL.com. You can pick it up there. I don't think Hamilton goes this weekend. Even a week from tonight, if I was a betting man, my bet would be no. He's not going to go in either one of these next 2 days or next two games. The reason being, here it is Thursday night. You got Friday and Saturday, so you got 48 hours to get ready. I don't think it happens, right? And then you only have 4 days after that to get ready for that short, the short window in the game coming up Thursday night against the New Orleans Saints. So I'd be really surprised if Devon Hamilton is back in there playing for the Jaguars on Sunday. And that would also be the case coming up a week from tonight. But, again, with injuries, and, they don't have to tell us any more than that. And that's – this isn't like trying to figure things out college-wise where you just don't know, right? I was reading about Travis Etienne today at Florida. I was reading about a couple of guys on the offensive line today at the University of Florida. People over in Tallahassee are wondering whether or not Johnny Wilson is going to go. It's one thing in college where you just don't know whatsoever. I think you have a better feel as to what is going to take place here on Sunday with the Jaguars. But, again, I do not know for sure as far as that is concerned. Let's start with the offensive line. Why don't we do that? When we come back, let's talk to the first-round draft pick, Anton Harrison. Caught up with him yesterday in the locker room, and, man, did his eyes light up when we talked about running the football a little bit. That's one thing that I learned a very long time ago, and I don't think I did so in Tallahassee, okay, during the fun and gun offense. It's when I came over here with the Tom Coughlin and the Mike Mazer led Jaguars, and the first time I ever bumped into the Brian DeMarcos and the Dave Weidells and the Leon Cerces and Ben Colemans and Tony Basellis and talked to them about just how incredibly different it is to have a football game when you can run and run and run, and you can lean on your defensive linemen as opposed to roll back into a pass block situation and defend your quarterback who's throwing the football. If you never played the game, and I never played offensive line, okay, I played up through high school for what that's worth, which, frankly, is nothing. I never would have been able to figure that part out. And that's just part of this whole offensive line. It's not like you have a 2-0 count, right? And you're getting your third pitch. What would you rather get? A fastball over the middle of the plate or a slider, okay? You're going to take the fastball, middle in. 2-0 count, you're getting your pitch. I didn't realize that with the offensive line where it's unanimous. Hell yeah, run block compared to pass block. And the eyes lit up for this young guy in just 5 starts talking about with Travis Etienne. There was a lot of love for Travis Etienne yesterday in the locker room. Did I call Travis Etienne at Florida? Did I do that earlier? If I did, I obviously meant Trevor Etienne at Florida. We got a text line here, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. So if I do make a mistake, you can certainly correct me and perhaps fill it in with any type of adjective that you would like. So we're going to get things started with our good friend, not our good friend, the rookie, Anton Harrison. He will be joining us here in a couple of minutes. All right, let's tell you that Shmunez Vision, not too far from here, right? You take Beach over the ditch, right there, hang a right, head towards Ponte Vedra, and bam, you're at Shmunez Vision. And here it is, the lights are dimmed a little bit. At timeout, the drinks are flowing a little bit, and we got screens all around us. And I'm just wondering about you folks, because I do care. What about your eyes? There could be a hottie across the bar, and you're thinking, no, she doesn't look all that good. Then all of a sudden, maybe you go to the restroom, and she's getting up, paid her tab, leave. You're like, oh, my God, she was beautiful. But you got bad eyes, okay? And that's just one little tiny part of it. There's so many issues that actually do take place on a day-to-day basis that involve your eyes. Sleeping in contacts is absolutely the worst thing that you can do. For starters, I honestly can't think of anything worse than that. Cataract, you're getting a little bit older. Right? Maybe someone in the office is like, well, my husband had cataract surgery. It didn't go well. It puts fear in you, and that's understandable. But when you visit Shmunez Vision, they're going to take you through everything. You may not need cataract surgery. They may have another remedy for you, but if so, you're talking about more than 30 years worth of experience when it comes to surgery, including on yours truly, 8.5 years ago, performed by Dr. Neil Shmunez. So regardless of what it is for you, your family, your kids, your grandparents, age does not matter. You only have one set of eyes. Need to get yourself checked out today. Here's the best bet. Just go and check out their website. Go to shmunezvision.com. That's shmunezvision.com. Or you can give them a call at 299-2906. JJ LaSelva. How's your blood pressure right now? It's 620.
I actually thought the game was at 6. So I put on TBS, and Big Bang Theory's on, as it always is. It's at 8, so I'm happy. I get to be at home and enjoying it with a drink much easier than, having to try to keep an eye on it while I work. But, I'm very, very nervous that this is the last game of the season.
And I just gave my opinion on the short series. Not a big fan of it, but we'll see what happens tonight. All right, so you're back at Hogan. Graham Marsh and myself here. Apparently we got the YouTube set up here.
Always, yes. Take a look at the bar around you. I'm sure you guys can move it around. You see Rick right now drinking from a massive liter of Miller Lite.
Yeah, this is the Miller Lite pitcher where we're going to put the ticket entries into.
Show up and 2 tickets potentially to this weekend's game.
Yeah, we're going to draw that a little bit later and have a lot of fun tonight. All right, some college football coming up here in just a couple of minutes. 3 really big games. Florida State, Syracuse ain't going to get the hype, but it's a big game to keep that thing rolling against this 3-3-5 Rocky Long style defense at Syracuse, a club that has gotten clobbered the last 2 weeks, 71-21. North Carolina, Miami coming up on Saturday night. Florida trying to win on the road at South Carolina, where Billy Napier, 1-7 on the road so far in his career at at Florida, with the Georgia game coming up here, not too far away. Obviously, that'll be in a couple of weeks, but a huge game here against a divisional opponent in South Carolina. So we got a lot of college football coming up momentarily, but I do want to begin with some Jaguar talk. Anton Harrison joins us next right here. We are live from Timeout Grill and Bar, located on Beach Boulevard.
The goal of the game is to score more points.
And he's in for the score!
And there's usually someone who helps make that happen.
Oh, baby, what a catch!
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Are you afraid to buy your next car? Well, have no fear, because Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet offer Beaver's not-so-scary pricing. There's no monsters popping up in your rearview mirror with Beaver's peace of mind warranties. Check out thousands of vehicles for sale online and get answers to all your questions with no tricks and all the treats. I promise our team will take away all those fears. Just come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville for Beaver's not-so-scary pricing.
Hey, bourbon lovers, Tim Pearson here, founder of Chattanooga Whiskey, the only Tennessee high malt. Did you know that Chattanooga Whiskey was awarded Craft Producer of the Year by Whiskey Magazine? It's true. We spent years perfecting our uniquely crafted, award-winning style of bourbon we call Tennessee High Malt, with notes of butterscotch, toasted honey, and chocolate-covered cherries. And since the fall is finally here, so is bourbon season. Celebrate with a bourbon that is truly the world's best in craft. Drink Chattanooga whiskey, enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Hicken here. Are you ready to score big with your family's eye care? Ballou Associates is your winning team. Pay attention, team. A complete eye exam will help us spot potential issues before they become major setbacks. That's right, Coach. Their expert doctors monitor and diagnose conditions that could affect your performance on and off the field. Ballou Associates is with you every step of the way. With 3 convenient locations across town, Ballou has the First Coast covered.
Hey, sports fans, it's Ace Carline from MyBookie. When your money's on the line, do it with a trusted sports book that gives you the tools to win like MyBookie. In MyBookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down. You can easily cash out or bet the game live to come out on the winning side. Use MyBookie for daily odds boosts, same-game parlays, and take advantage of huge prize pool contests. Every single sack, fumble, and touchdown is another chance to hit payday. This Sunday, your favorite team is at home in a rematch against the Colts. Whether you like the point spread or the game total, don't miss out. Get in on the action with MyBookie. To get started, go to mybookie.ag. On your first deposit, use promo code 1010XL. That's going to get you a deposit match up to $1,000. Try the MyBookie money bag to grab a potential Super Bowl frontrunner at long shot odds. I'm talking Chiefs, 49ers. You're not going to find odds like that anywhere else. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only at MyBookie.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, congratulating 1010XL Scholar Athlete of the Week, Riley Darkhouse, senior springboard diver at Stanton College Prep. Riley is the team captain for the swimming and diving teams and is a member of the Home School and Math Honor Society.
Hey, Matt Hayes here. Expert Automotive is now open at our brand new state-of-the-art facility on St. John's Bluff Road. As always, every repair comes with a lifetime service repair warranty. Come celebrate our grand reopening by getting a free AC inspection, $50 off any repair, $199 brake specials, and free diagnostics all month long. Call 374-3373 or visit us at our new location at 2190 St. John's Bluff Road. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood. What is a gemologist?
Frank, that's a good question because gemologist is a generic title that can be used by anyone, whether they have any gemological training or not. There's also a graduate gemologist, which is somebody that's taken the gemology courses of the Gemological Institute of America and received a diploma. Then there's a certified gemologist of the American Gem Society. They've received the graduate gemologist diploma, have worked in the jewelry business for a minimum of 3 years, and are tested by examination once a year to re-win the certified gemologist title. There's one other aspect that certified gemologists have that others might or might not have, and that's the accredited gemological equipment to be able to make the right grading calls on diamonds and other gemstones. At Underwoods, we have an American Gem Society accredited gem laboratory that our certified gemologists work in, assuring you the quality and value you deserve.
That's Underwoods, Florida's longest-standing member of the American Gem Society. In San Marco, Avondale, the Shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Timeout Bar and Grill, Beach Boulevard. You can feel the electricity just floating through Duval. We move moments closer to tonight, the Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia. Wow. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. Game 4, looking forward to that. Also, kind of a laugher in the NFL. You know, I repeat myself in a lot of ways. It's because I believe what I say. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just being honest. I say that I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me because that would be stupid, right? Boy, has the NFL put out some really bad games lately. I mean, if you, came from another planet or, I don't know, came from another country and found your way into the United States of America, and then all of a sudden people were like, hey, this is American football. And you wanted to sit them down and, explain to them what's going on. It's like this past weekend, and it continues to begin this week, been some of the worst football games, worst matchups. And you never said that about the NFL. You do that in college forever. It's like, oh, my God, this college football weekend is absolutely ridiculous. And then the weekend prior, you only had a couple of good games, maybe a surprise with a team coming here, surprise with a team. But the matchup wasn't appealing. That's never the case in the NFL. On a week-to-week basis, you have great games. Last week was really, really bad. And the one that we all thought was going to be good ended up being that good. Of course, San Francisco having their way with Dallas. So far this year, Jacksonville running the football 43.68% of the time. Okay, that's 14th in the NFL. The passing, therefore, 56.32. That's 19th. That's not bad. I'd like to see it, honestly, if you get the running up 45, 46%, yeah, maybe I'm nitpicking here just a little bit. But they're coming off a really good performance, obviously, when it came to running the football with Travis Etienne. This football team so far this year, there's been quite a few surprises. For instance, Trevor Lawrence has not had a multi-passing touchdown game since the opener against Indianapolis. They've played 4 games since where he has either had 0 or 1 touchdown pass, like we saw the last 2 weeks in London, 5 on the year. The other side of all of this is when you just talk about the offensive line, it's truly a mixed bag. Pro Football Focus tells us one thing. Your eyes tell us another thing. It's going to be a week-to-week feeling with this offensive line, a game-to-game situation with this offensive line. On top of that, injuries and suspensions certainly haven't helped. Cam Robinson is back. We know. Walker Little went down. Looks like he won't go Sunday. It's going to be Ty Shatley. All right, Fortner, kind of a maligned second season. Sheriff, not great, even though he hasn't a lot of pressure in 2 games. Okay, he's athletic. He's quick with his feet, not necessarily strong. And you get to Anton Harrison, all right, and what he's done 5 games in as a starter, the first-round draft pick out of Oklahoma for your Jaguars. Yesterday, had an opportunity to catch up with the first-round draft pick. Let's run that right now. Rick Ballou with Anton Harrison. Here with Anton Harrison. First things first, after a very successful trip to London, how does it feel to be back in Dubai?
It feels great to be back home. Be back in my own bed again, my own house, and just be back here getting to work.
What was the London experience like for you?
Well, it was great. It was my first time leaving the country, so that was a good experience overall. Just seeing London and how things are over there, and just playing 2 football games out there. That was just a crazy experience. So it was good overall.
As a rookie now, you win both games in London. You win on the road against Indy. Haven't been able to get it done here in 2 games in Jacksonville. Does that mean anything extra for you before this game here against Colts?
I wouldn't say extra. Every game is the same for us, home or away. We got to, number one goal is to win. We definitely want to win at home. We don't want to have a losing record at home, so that's big for us to definitely get some home wins. So I wouldn't say extra, but it's definitely something that's on our minds that we need to win at home. So that's big for us, and that's something we're pushing to.
Some things you wanted to work on, for instance, 11 points in the first quarter, getting that fast start. What did that do for you guys this past weekend?
It did a lot. Just having been able to control the game as an offense, and the O-line, we was able to come out fast, come out strong, control the game. So the second half, we can control the time of the possession, things like that, run the ball, get the time down, and just score the ball.
What's that like as an offensive lineman when Travis Etienne is having the success that he has and be able to go out there and know that you can run the ball effectively?
It's big, knowing we can pass and run the ball, knowing that all 5 plus the tight ends, 6, 7 guys, plus the receivers on the edges is blocking. We're all one, playing as a whole, and getting the running lanes for the running back to score the ball. So that was big for us, and we need to build from that.
You played in huge games in college, but what was it like late in the game, those huge third downs, even that fourth down, particularly when Trevor hit Calvin, just to be in that moment and the electricity of that environment?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely big. It was crazy. It was surreal being in that moment, but at the end of the day, we got to get the job done. So that was one thing on my mind at the time is get the job done and be the best at the job. So that's what I strive for and try to get the job done and do my best.
Last one for you, Anton. Here it is, week 6, but it's the first time you take on an opponent for the second time. What can you learn with film study and things along those lines that maybe you did not see on opening day?
A lot. Just about your defenders, about the other team. Watch the games after us, see what they changed, what they didn't change, and try to attack the things that worked well the first time we played them and fix on the things that didn't work well. So that's probably the biggest things, just little tweaks, nothing crazy, because we won the first game, but this time we want to win by more. So just little things that we know we could do better to do them this weekend.
How about the alma mater on Saturday?
Yeah, it was a good game. You know, I was locked in, tuned in, watching it. Hey, I feel good about them this year.
Yeah, that was huge, no doubt about it. Hey, thank you for your time.
I appreciate it.
Of course, Anton played his football at Oklahoma. They did knock off Texas. 14 undefeated teams remain in college football. I have something on college football on the other side, quite a bit actually, but we'll get there in a couple of minutes. Jacksonville right in the middle of the pack, 15 out of 32 with their rushing offense, 119.2 yards a game. And I've always looked at the average, but you can also look at the average per carry, and I think you have to consider that there are running teams out there. Not many. But when you look at the amount of carries, the amount of attempts, we talked about that all last week. Buffalo was giving up 6.3 yards a carry, yet they had taken on the fewest in the NFL at only 75 overall carries by their opponents in those 4 games. So the numbers can be a little bit different depending on how many times you actually do average running the football per game. Nonetheless, I do like to look at the overall yardage average. And, the leading team right now in the NFL, Miami, 185.8. All right. Philadelphia, 164. San Francisco, 156.4. What do they all have in common? Baltimore, 146. Cleveland, 143.8. You understand where I'm going with this? Outside of Miami, what do those other 4 teams have in common? They're really good. They're really good defensive teams. And when you're a really good defensive team and you can turn around and do what you want to do with your offense, including if you do have a lead, you are able to run the football nearly exclusively in the third and/or fourth quarter. So, that's huge. And obviously the Jaguars, their defense has played well enough to win 4 out of the 5 games so far this year. And they've done that without a great pass rush. All right, the offensive line. It's really hard to grade. It's the hardest position to grade this year because their rushing average is up. They certainly, you look at explosive plays, something that the Jaguars have really struggled with this year. All of a sudden against Buffalo, and my point on Buffalo, by the way, that whole average, it was right because Jacksonville gutted them on the ground. But back to explosive plays, all right, 20 yards or longer from Trevor Lawrence. The team was really scuffling in that category. Against Buffalo, you had 7, right? 4 of which went 30 yards or more. So you had 7 offensive plays on Sunday that went 20-plus yards. And when you're able to do that, it's going to be able to help you run the football. I'm a big believer in a balanced attack. And you know what was really good? And you notice all the Press Taylor stuff is kind of hushed. Even when they had the big lead, it was at 17-0 2 weeks ago against Atlanta. All the Press Taylor stuff's kind of gone away after a few weeks because you have to admit it, Duval. You do. Regardless of where you watch these games at 9:30 in the morning, which is just awful. Who the hell watches freaking football at 9:30 in the morning? But anyway, you didn't know what they were going to run. How cool is that? Oh, they're passing here. They're passing. It's a run. Oh, they're passing. It's a handoff to Calvin Ridley. It's a handoff to Christian Kirk. They're going back to Travis Etienne. Oh, they're passing. I mean, how great was it to be able to sit there and watch this football team do things that you didn't expect them to do? How many? I mean, you can Greg Olson me and flip me with and Nate Hackett me, and you do all this stuff to me. All right, predictable. Not last week against Buffalo. They outcoached Buffalo. They out-schemed Buffalo. Their players made plays with the game on the line. Their stars made plays. Now win at home, damn it. You've won both in London. You've won out in Indy. Win here. Pack the bank. Win Sunday against Indianapolis. Give me your grade so far on the Jaguars' offensive line. I believe Anton Harrison has a chance to be really good. Now, part of my opinion is based on some people that I have spoken with. It has been far from perfect for him early on. Far from perfect. But it's not one of those deals right now where you kind of check back and say, oh boy, was this a mistake? I mean, right now, you look at their second and third round picks, it's like, what in the hell did this organization do? You're trying to tell me they drafted a backup running back and a backup tight end who's giving you what, combined 9 or 10 touches all year? I think 7 or 8 for Bigsby. I want to say 2 receptions for Brenton Strange. Yeah, those are mind-boggling when you have no pass rush, when you have more issues on the offensive line. I'm not saying either one of those two won't step forward, maybe as early as this weekend, but, this is you're graded week to week when you're in the NFL. And right now, this draft class, not named Anton Harrison, is kind of like, what? Really? This is what you went out and did? And again, I hope that changes eventually for the better. But so far, you're just not getting it. That offensive line, though, it is certainly under a microscope. We are at time. You can just, the crowd is picking up. This is great. No place I'd rather be than Beach Boulevard at Time Out Grill and Bar. Did I mention we have $13.99 buckets of Miller Lite? Did I mention we have $2.50 bottles of Miller Lite? Did I mention we have $3 pints of Miller Lite? We have Miller Lite swag that is here. We also have an opportunity. My goodness, Graham, you got about 50 in here already. You can see it on YouTube. Look at the beautiful Miller Lite koozies I got here on all you YouTube folks. How cool would that look around your Miller Lite $2.50 bottle here at Timeout? So come on over, say hello, put your name in the Miller Lite pitcher, and you could possibly win those 2 tickets for the game on Sunday between the Jags and the Colts. All right, when I come back, I want to talk some college football for a couple minutes. I do. It's I feel, JJ, I know you're on pins and needles over there, but I need a name. Give me the name. Don't give me Separation Saturday. That's been said before. I'm asking the listeners a lot tonight. Can I ask them for a name for Saturday? I just asked them for a grade on the Jaguars' offensive line. 641-1010 on our
Loser
text
leaves
line.
town weekend.
I thought you were going to say take a knee weekend.
Yes.
If you have a lead in the fourth quarter, it's take a knee Saturday.
Formation weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So I just, some buddies the other day were like, you going out, you drink? I'm like, no, I'm not going out. I'm not having any cocktails at all on Saturday because I'm get up early Sunday and go cover the Jaguars, and I'm looking forward to that. But the other part of it for me is Friday night you got Dion on at 10 o'clock. You got Colorado on Friday night. And then you got all these games beginning at noon, and it takes you through 3:30. Then obviously you get to those games at night, which are just incredible. So I think it's a great weekend in college football, so we want to come back and talk about that as well. Come on out and say hello. Timeout Bar and Grill, having a fun time on Beach Boulevard. They have $13.99 buckets of Miller Lite, $2.50 bottles, $3 pints, Miller Lite, plus 2 tickets, compliments of them, So come on by and say hello to us at Time Out on Beach. We got much more to do with you tonight till 8.
1010XL brings you the orange and blue.
Got a hole, and there he goes. Cross midfield, down the left sideline.
The Gators crawl in Columbia.
10, 5, goal line. Touchdown. Gators.
Florida, South Carolina. Kickoff at 3:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Brackish Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is the smoothest local vodka you can find. Made right here in Jacksonville, Florida, 100% from corn, Brackish Vodka is the local gluten-free choice. Brackish Vodka, for those that live life slightly salty, a proud partner of the Jaguars. Enjoy Brackish Vodka in your favorite cocktail during happy hour, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Dick's Wings Mandarin.
I was on the go, it was time to eat. I said, baby, where my dandy, cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got that soggy sandwich blue. Should've known better, only dandy will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you, yeah.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jeweler for 45 years with GIA-certified diamonds and gemstones, fashion jewelry in gold, and the latest styles. Also know that we have a full-service jewelry repair and restoration department, and our jewelers can get most repairs done in a couple of days. If you need a ring-sized or stone replaced or chain repaired, we can do it. Monahan's also buys gold and diamonds, so bring those in and we'll pay you top dollar. And remember, we can finish most jewelry repairs in a day or two. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 12, 1979, Boston Celtics' Chris Ford scores the first three-point basket in NBA history. This game also marks the debut of Larry Bird.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here. Football season's in full throttle, and you still haven't tried Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game yet? Underdog just extended a $500 new sign-up match, so now's the time. Here's how the game works. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually spend game day doing, watching football. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real cash. So head to Underdog Fantasy's easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code 1010XL, and right now you'll get your first deposit matched up to $500. Remember, that's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code 1010XL. Underdog now matching sign-up deposits up to $500. That offer won't last forever, so use promo code 1010XL. You do have to be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncbgambling.org.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by November 2nd.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet represents your business, your reputation, your pride. So Andy's Automotive provides after-hours and mobile service to keep your fleet in top shape. And this month, Andy's is offering new fleet accounts a 25% discount, up to $500 off your first repair. Experience the service difference with Andy's Automotive and save money with a new fleet account. Visit their team online at andysats.com.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley have been helping clients all over Florida with their construction perm loans for 34 years. Construction perm loans are not easy to find because a lot of banks and credit unions don't understand them, and therefore they don't like to do them. Well, your problem is solved. Trustline Mortgage wants to help you build your dream home. Our construction perm loans are single close, so you save money by not having to close twice, like with other lenders. Some of our construction perm loans allow you to lock in your interest rate up front. And if interest rates go down, we'll give you the better rate. We offer up to 100% VA loans, up to 96.5% for FHA loans, and up to 95% for conventional loans. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. That's 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you build your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing lender. MLS number 331480.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Timeout Bar and Grill. Good to have you with us. Beach Boulevard. Thank you to Miller Lite. Having a big party. We're here for another hour plus. You know, I was just talking a lot about the offensive line. I don't believe I even got into the sacks. 13 has been allowed so far in 5 games. And you've got to put this into consideration, okay? If Gardner Minshew was here, there probably would be 5 sacks because Gardner would have left the pocket way too soon and thrown the ball away. The completion percentage of Gardner Minshew is insane. I mean, it really is. It's like 70%. But again, he's of the dinking in the dunking variety, as obviously we are aware of. But 13 sacks. I mean, a career high for Trevor Lawrence is 35, and that was during his rookie season. Whenever I talk about sacks for Trevor, and I understand I'm talking to a very, very good football audience, you know this, his escapability is really good. It's one of the best in the NFL. He's faster than a lot of people give him credit for, but he is able to elude a lot of those pass rushers. And, you know, if you had Nick Foles back there or, you know, someone along those lines, yeah, the sack situation could be up around 20 or so. 27 last year, 32 as a rookie. So, you know, right now 5 games in, you double up 13 3 times. That gets you at 39. Still 2 more games. So right now that's well over 40 is the projection for him for sacks this year with the Jaguars. Hate this story with Sergio Brown. Don't know much more than what has been reported. Unfortunately, Sergio Brown, for us, or for me, I'll speak for myself now, was always kind of a go-to when I talked about who I thought was a good leader, a good teammate, a good guy, but it would fall on deaf ears because he was an average to below average player. And this story right now is horrifying. Let's allow him to get his day in court. For those of you who do not know, his mother was murdered, and he is a suspect. He took off to Mexico. Apparently they have found him. This was yesterday. And you know, he is right now he is in jail waiting for his court date. But my point on Sergio Brown is, you know, the Ric Flair stuff and everything he did. He had a phenomenal personality and did a lot of great things. And I always used him as my reference point because that goes away in the NFL. NFL leaders are great players. You can choose not to be a captain. You can remember Jalen said, "I don't want to be a captain," this and that. And I was noticing the captains the other day for Florida State. Jordan Travis didn't come out. He's not a captain. I mean, not everyone's a captain, but you can also be a great leader and not a captain. You have to be a great player to be a great leader, and that's what I've learned about this league. To some, you know, to the most extreme, for a couple of games or maybe one season. You can be a contributor, you can be a good guy, good teammate, but sooner or later, these players, especially during difficult times, they're only going to listen to the best players. And I've seen that in anyone who covers this team. has seen that, especially during some of the losing seasons that the Jaguars have, which is not the case right now. They've won 2 in a row. They are tied for the divisional lead at 3-2. A 4-point favorite Sunday against the visiting Indianapolis Colts, a team that is different than what you saw 6 weeks ago. And it's not only Anthony Richardson to Gardner Minshew. This is a football team that really can run the ball. And Jacksonville is 5th in the country right now when it comes to defending the run. I mean, they're allowing, 86 yards a game. They are really stout against defending the run, but Zach Moss did not play against Jacksonville when the season began, and obviously Jonathan Taylor and the problems he's had with the ankle surgery, he's back. Yeah, ran it for only 18 yards a week ago, but there's no question he is going to be ready to give it a go coming up against the Jaguars on Sunday. So we got much more to do on Jacksonville. I do want to begin our 7 o'clock hour, however, by getting to some college football. Come on out. Timeout. Grill, Miller Lite sponsoring our party. We thank them. Register to win a couple of seats for the game Sunday between the Jaguars and the Colts. And while you're here, get $13.99 buckets of Miller Lite, $2.50 bottles of Miller Lite, or $3 pints of Miller Lite. Our second hour coming up right here on the other side.
When it comes to the Jags, he's oh so good.
Oh, yes.
His name is John Osher.
Oh, snap.
Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, it's a great time to buy a luxury Cadillac.
2024 XT5s and XT6s.
CT4s and CT5s.
With 2.9% financing for 36 months.
And a $1,500 discount when you finance through Cadillac Financial on XT5s and XT6s.
It's a great time to get the luxury Cadillac you've been wanting.
And we've got a huge selection of certified pre-owned Cadillacs that are like brand new.
Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville. Plus tax tag title, $8.99 admin fee and resistol.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Whether it's a large commercial project or a multifamily property, trust All Pro Roofing for exceptional craftsmanship and unparalleled customer service. We use only the finest materials, ensuring durability and long-lasting results. Plus, All Pro Roofing now has a full siding and windows division. That's right, All Pro Roofing is not just about roofs anymore. All Pro Roofing, now your trusted partner for commercial roofing, multifamily projects, exterior siding, and windows. AllProRoofingLLC.com.
License number CCC 1327056.
CDC 060138.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Clear away the summer wear and tear with Fenwick Home Services Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing Automatic Savings Event. Our licensed technicians will clean your system, perform comprehensive safety checks, and ensure your system functions safely while helping you avoid costly repairs. All for $90. Call 904-977-8519 or visit FenwickEasyBook.com before the automatic event ends.
Wondering what you're going to do for dinner tonight? Southern Steer Butcher is a full-service butcher, and we grind and make sausage in-house every day.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Hey, sports fans, it's Ace Carline from MyBookie. When your money's on the line, do it with a trusted sports book that gives you the tools to win like MyBookie. In MyBookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down. You can easily cash out or bet the game live to come out on the winning side. Use MyBookie for daily odds boosts, same-game parlays, and take advantage of huge prize pool contests. Every single sack, fumble, and touchdown is another chance to hit payday. This Sunday, your favorite team is at home in a rematch against the Colts. Whether you like the point spread or the game total, don't miss out. Get in on the action with MyBookie. To get started, go to mybookie.ag. On your first deposit, use promo code 1010XL. That's going to get you a deposit match up to $1,000. Try the MyBookie money bag to grab a potential Super Bowl frontrunner at long shot odds. I'm talking Chiefs, 49ers. You're not going to find odds like that anywhere else. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only at MyBookie.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
All right, Jeff, all I need you to say is, hi, I'm Jeff Lagerman, and me and everybody I played professional football with thinks Shark Coatings is the best.
I'm not going to do that.
You can't. What will you say?
Well, I mean, look, the floor is durable, it's easy to clean, it looks fantastic. It's the second time I've used it. What more do I need to say?
I mean, that works too, I guess.
Okay. Can you step off the ladder?
No one's going to know.
Trust me, they'll know. You're not as tall as I. Thanks.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Are you afraid to buy your next car? Well, have no fear because Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet offer Beaver's not-so-scary pricing. There's no monsters popping up in your rearview mirror with Beaver's peace of mind warranties. Check out thousands of vehicles for sale online and get answers to all your questions with no tricks and all the treats. I promise our team will take away all those fears. Just come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine. Or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville for Beaver's not-so-scary pricing.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
That's good to have you back with us. Hour number 2, live from Timeout Grill and Bar out here on Beach Boulevard. Great crowd on hand. They're enjoying Miller Lite swag and Miller Lite drink specials as they are anticipating, and you can do the same, when we draw to give away 2 tickets, compliments of Miller Lite, for the game Sunday between the Jaguars and the Colts. Of course, we'll have all the pregame, in-game, postgame, including the 5th quarter. All right, and everything that's good with Jaguars football coming up Sunday. Hey, tomorrow we're on 3 to 6. JJ and myself on the AM only. Our love for high school football continues, obviously, with Gibby at 6, the games, and then Friday Night Lights with Hacker and company. So we respect high school football. So I'll be on with JJ tomorrow, 3 to 6, on 1010, the radio station, 1010, the app. I have a guest on from Indianapolis, going to replay the Tim Brando interview. Got more on college football as well. We got a ton on the Jaguars. So already looking forward to tomorrow's show. But I do want to get to this. I want to spend a couple of minutes here on college football because it's a great weekend. For starters, there's 4 teams, 4 matchups where you have ranked teams. Right, USC and Notre Dame. I've heard a couple of folks really clamoring here for the Fighting Irish, who are the only independent ranked in the top 25. Okay, and that's not a shock. The Pac-12 has 7. That may shock some people. SEC has 6 schools in. ACC 5. The Big 10 and the Big 12 with 3. Boy, it's so top-heavy in the Big 10, isn't it? With Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, then there's really nothing else. But you have that game there. You have Miami at North Carolina. You have UCLA at Oregon State. And then you have the best game of the day at 3:30, Oregon at UW. So you have those games are ranked, and then you have others you can really make a case. I mean, 19th ranked Tennessee playing host to Texas A&M. Jimbo doesn't go for it on fourth down. A&M at 4-2. All right, not ranked, but certainly, they feel like they're a top 25 team. And yeah, Missouri, they had a nice lead. They surrendered it to LSU. They go into Kentucky. Missouri's 5-1, but I think you can make a point that they're right on the outskirts of a top 25 team. So I mentioned that, and we continue to be under the system that we are. That is still complex. It's still guesswork. I mean, Georgia, clearly the best team in the country. Georgia got, I guess, sick and tired of reading some of the press clippings about they're not what they have been the last couple of years. They just destroyed Kentucky. And you know what? I thought Mark Stoops made a good point about Georgia buying the players, and you can do that now. Obviously, Saban said that last year about Jimbo, and Jimbo responded, and Jimbo said, check his everyone's still looking, Jimbo. No one found anything on Nick Saban. Nothing on Nick Saban. But I thought Mark Stoops, his point that we could use some of them, I thought it was a great point. But the timing was awful. And, timing is everything in life, is believable. If that's something you say during the offseason when you get with your boosters and you get with them and you say, look what Texas A&M did last year. Look what Georgia did. They bought all these 5-stars. We need you, the great Kentucky boosters, to reach down a little bit deeper. We need more money. We need to create more so we can get these players. You don't complain about it on your coach's show after a loss, and you're going to get ripped for it. But anyway, that's irrelevant. Georgia, last week, wow, scary. They got 51st place votes. And you got Michigan and Ohio State, who will play one another, coming in at 2 and 3, and Florida State at 4. So they have all received first place votes. I wanted to just, as we're getting towards nearly the halfway point of the year, where teams have played 5 and/or 6 games so far, with obviously the regular season being 12 games before we get to Championship Saturday, as well as bowl games and the playoff. This year we will stay with the 4-team playoff. We know that next year we are going to go to a 12-team playoff, where the highest-ranked 4 teams get buys. So that's different than the AP ranking that I just gave you. That's Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Florida State. That's different because it's SEC, Big Ten, Atlantic Coast Conference, right? The way that the 12-team college playoff reads now, you must take 6 of the highest ranked conference champions, or highest ranked teams from a conference, 6 of them, and then 6 at large. Now, we know that changes are coming because the Pac-12 has been dismantled. And are we going to go to 5 and 7? Who knows what? I mean, honestly, never mind. I was going to say something about trusting leaders, but I won't do that. Well, trusting the college football leaders, hey, I'm with you. They'll probably screw this thing up, just like they've screwed up the college football playoff forever. We should already have a 12-team college football playoff. If there was ever a year that you needed a 12-team college football playoff, look at the uncertainty right now. Yeah, Georgia woke up last week and pounded Kentucky. But how convinced are you that Georgia's far and away the best team on the planet and that they're going to win a 3rd consecutive national championship? So I put it together, and I have it for you. And it's fascinating just to kind of drift away for a couple of moments and think about what could be if we had a playoff at the end of this year that resulted with 12 teams. You would have the 4 teams getting a bye. So, conference champs, SEC's Georgia, they get a bye. Penn State, Big Ten champ, they get a bye. Number 3, Oklahoma, winning the Big Ten after smashing Texas last week. They get a bye. Coming in at number 4, Florida State, the ACC champ. They get a bye. Number 5, at large, Michigan. Number 6, the Pac-12 champion, Oregon. 7, Ohio State, Washington, Texas, Louisville, and North Carolina round out the top 11, with Wyoming out of the Mountain West taking number 12. So before we get to the matchups, when you look at the 6 at large, you've got Penn State winning it, the Big Ten. You've got Michigan and Ohio State repping the Big Ten. You've got Louisville and North Carolina coming in at 10 and 11, repping the Atlantic Coast Conference, which is just absolutely incredible to me. And then you've got Oregon as your champ. With all of the success that we've seen so far this year, including USC, okay, Washington as an at-large is the only other team in the Pac-12. Yes, that is what they're telling us. Texas joins Oklahoma as the Big 12 champ. Texas, obviously, is the one at large. So, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. Okay, if you do it by order, number 12, Wyoming would take on number 5, Michigan. That would be played in the Big House at Michigan. The winner of that game would get number 4, Florida State, in the Sugar Bowl. Okay? Number 11, North Carolina, would travel to Oregon to play number 6, the Oregon Ducks. The winner of that game would get number 3, Oklahoma, in the Fiesta Bowl out in Arizona. Louisville at Ohio State. My gosh, can you imagine? I mean, Columbus, Ohio, Louisville, who I'm surprised, I'm sure a lot of people are like, Louisville? How the hell are they in there? Where's USC? Where's what? No, it's Louisville, okay? They go to number 7, Ohio State. The winner of that game gets Penn State in the Rose Bowl. And then finally, number 9, Texas, travels out to UW. They get Washington, the 8 seed. The winner of that would get Georgia in Atlanta at the Peach Bowl. So, I mean, these things are going to change, and they would change because teams are going to lose, and you got a lot of teams here are going to face one another, like, that whole Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State. They're going to play one another. So something crazy is going to end up happening there. We'll know much more about Oregon this weekend as they actually do take on Washington. I mean, that's the best game of the weekend. And right here, Oregon is the Pac-12 champion, coming in at number 6. And obviously Washington, as an at-large, only 2 spots behind them. But that game's going to have major tell-all. The big wart here, again, is the ACC. The fact that the 3 teams in the 12 playoff format, the 3 don't play one another during the regular season, which is just, I just can't even imagine it. Florida State in at 4, Louisville 10, North Carolina. I still, my guess is 2 out of the 3 teams lose at least one game. You could have all 3 lose. North Carolina, if this guy, let me tell you something right now. If this game was in Miami, I'm picking Miami Saturday because there's part of me that believes that this team's going to bounce back. Okay? Even though Gene Chizik and what North Carolina has done with that defense, I'm still not totally convinced. The fact that it is there instead, it is in Carolina, it's at night. Well, JG and I will make our picks tomorrow. I need one more night to sleep on this, but we shall see. And, Texas and Oklahoma, it appears that they're going to be on a collision course. Out of every game that's been mentioned here, it looks like that is absolutely going to be a regular season rematch that we are going to see between those 2 schools. We all know what happened 1 week ago. Anyway, that is the very latest there. Just kind of taking a peek ahead of what it will be like next year at this time when we can really put all this into play. And again, we got to figure out, or they got to figure out how they're going to do this. You lost an entire conference in the Pac-12. The Big 12's gaining. The ACC's gaining. Obviously, the Big 10. Every conference is gaining teams. So those four remain. And the only way that, at least for 1 year, but what if everyone starts jumping ship from the ACC? Are you still going to allow an ACC championship team to be repped if all of a sudden we wake up one day and find out that Florida State and Clemson are in the Big Ten or the SEC or Virginia and North Carolina or Miami or one of those schools is going to the Big 12 or going to the SEC or the Big Ten? I mean, are they still going to be able to say, all right, we deserve to be one of those conference champions? You're going to get that same argument with non-Power 5 teams like Wyoming out of the Mountain West or any other school for that matter. We've seen it with Cincinnati, right? We've seen it with the Boise States. We've seen it with some other schools, Tulane, that make a run or attempt to make a run. And, when it's all said and done, they just can't play with the Power 5 schools. So hopefully it goes 7 at-larges and you take the 5th conference team. Personally, I'd love to see only 4 conference teams. And maybe put in writing that if you have a team like Wyoming, if you have a club, let's say if they finish in the top 12 of the Associated Press poll, then yes, as a conference champion of a non-Power 5 conference, if you get into the top 12, then there is an entry into the college football playoff. That would not be the case this year. Again, this is different than the Associated Press top 10, which has USC in at 10, Alabama in at 11. Can you imagine being Alabama at 5-1, 11th in America, and being told by this college football playoff rating system that you're not in the playoff, but instead Louisville and North Carolina and Wyoming are? Can you imagine what those knuckleheads would do throughout the state of Alabama? Let's see, the highest ranked non-Power 5 school, well, they're not even in the top 25. Wyoming comes in at others receiving votes. They're the second team, so that's number 27. You got one independent at Notre Dame at 5-2, but they're clearly out. Am I missing a school here? I'm not. Every other school in the top 25 is from a Power 5 school. You have 7 from the Pac-12, 6 from the SEC, 5 from the ACC, 3 from the Big 10 and Big 12, and an independent with Notre Dame. There you go. Just something to chew on. Very latest in the world of college football. All right, when we come back, let's get back to the Jags. Let's get to the defensive side. Let's talk with Trayvon Walker. Why don't we do that? I caught up with him yesterday and enjoyed the conversation. A good game for Trayvon. Got some pressure. Had 4 in the game. Obviously, he's had a good run of it as well against the run each and every week. But with a divisional opponent for a second time, let's talk with the former top overall pick overall. Trayvon Walker coming up. Also, I'll get you updated on the latest if you have not heard as far as injuries for both Indianapolis. There's been some changes on their injury report from yesterday, as well as the Jaguars. No changes for Jacksonville, just the addition of Devon Hamilton, and that's a good thing because he can now be reinstated to play sometime within the next 21 days. We'll come back and we'll go over that. Hey, come on by. You got about 40 minutes until we draw the winner. Miller Lite is here at Timeout. We're on Beach Boulevard, and you can register to win tickets for the game on Sunday between the Jaguars and the Colts. Just come on by, put your name in the bucket, and we'll do that again coming up momentarily. Also, while you're here, enjoy $3 pints of Miller Lite, $2.50 bottles of Miller Lite, and $13.99 buckets of Miller Lights. Come on by, say hello. We're at Time Out on Beach Boulevard.
Get maximum football with Pre-Game Friday.
Isn't this exciting?
Make Friday feel like the weekend.
Come on, son! Yeah!
Brought to you by Dream Finders Homes. Homes built to fit your lifestyle. And MyBookie.
Now go out and catch a ball for James.
On 1010XL.
Key Buick GMC. Save up to $6,500 on new Buicks to combine big savings with a low APR to fit any budget. Like 1.9% APR financing for 36 months. 4.1% for 60 months, or 5.04% for up to 72 months. Also, right now, enjoy no payment on new Buicks until 2024. Whenever you buy a brand new Key Buick GMC, it always comes with the lifetime powertrain warranty. Across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
Do you love sports? Do you also love wings? Enjoy the best wings in Jacksonville in Miramar, Mandarin, and Oakleaf at Players Grill. Watch your favorite teams and enjoy burgers, pizza, salads, and of course, wings. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Tim Pearson here, founder of Chattanooga Whiskey. Did you know that Chattanooga Whiskey was awarded Craft Producer of the Year by Whiskey Magazine? We spent years perfecting our unique style of bourbon we call Tennessee High Malt. Try a bourbon that's truly best in craft today. Drink Chattanooga Whiskey, enjoy responsibly.
The All-Pro Roofing phone line connects you to some of the most sports-connected minds in the country.
You mean you can actually contact these people?
Listen for great phone interviews all day on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
We'll talk on the phone.
On 1010XL.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is holding their annual Bumps and Bruises clinics every Saturday morning through early November. These injury evaluations are absolutely free and open to every school and athletic program. So see us this Saturday morning at 3 North Florida locations from 9 to 10. The Brooks Center for Sports Therapy inside the YMCA. Preferred Physical Therapy, Fleming Island. And at Atlas Physical Therapy in St. Johns County.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Committed to the team, committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Picture this. It's a dark and stormy night, and your toilet is acting possessed. But fear not, for Duck Duck Rooter is here to exorcise those plumbing demons and banish them to the netherworld. So if you're facing a plumbing horror story straight out of a nightmare, summon the spectral expertise of Duck Duck Rooter. Call 904-862-6769 and bid those plumbing phantoms farewell. Duck Duck Rooter, where we tackle plumbing scares so you don't have to.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida, and don't let the state decide your fate.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Make the days count. Gatorade has carbs to fuel and electrolytes to help replenish, so you can count on the proven formula. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade. The studied, tested, and proven fuel for the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
Are you ready for the ultimate happy hour experience? Look no further than Bellwether, downtown's undisputed champion of good times. It's Tuesday through Saturday from 4 to 7 p, with the exception on Friday when happy hour starts at 11 a.m. Rally the team and head over to Bellwether. The vibe is full and the food is unbeatable. Free parking after 6 p on weekdays and all weekend. Bellwether Restaurant, where great food and the best happy hour in town come together for an epic win.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dream Finders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Men suffering from ED or PE, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center. For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. You'll even get a gift that enhances performance in the bedroom. Call 904-664-8217.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we're going to check money with Rafael Esparza in about 10 or so minutes, 10, 12 minutes or so. The latest on the money tonight, Braves trying to stay alive in Philadelphia, force a Game 5. Of course, the Jaguars, their rematch, the tough to believe Game 6, you're already going to face a team twice. But that is the way the AFC South schedule does run. And what a weekend in college football. Haven't talked a lot about the Gators and South Carolina. Billy Napier's, trying to win on the road. And can he get that done against South Carolina? And then, of course, the Miami-North Carolina game. I don't know if I'd play that one simply because you don't know where Miami's going to be after losing the game the way that they did. But yeah, I watched North Carolina quite a bit because they take Syracuse, and that's Florida State's next opponent. North Carolina put up 644 yards against Syracuse. They just absolutely destroyed them. And we talked about some of those Syracuse, the Chestnut kid, the defensive back. We spent a great deal of time talking about him, who's now at LSU. When we previewed that game, going back to the beginning part of the season, they lost another defensive back as well in Jihad Carter, who went off to Ohio State. So they lost two of their better defensive players who left and went to Power 5 Blue Bloods, if you will. And yeah, Cisco's been here now for 3 years. They lost another defensive back to the NFL. And on top of that, their pass rush is 109th in America. So Syracuse cannot get to the quarterback, which should bode well for Florida State coming up this weekend. So we'll check the money with that coming up momentarily with Rafael Esparza. Let's get to Trayvon Walker here. Went back into the locker room yesterday. First time getting an opportunity to talk with the Jaguar players after they arrived early on Monday morning. Of course, Tuesday's an off day. But they did meet with the media on Wednesday. So, had a chance to catch up with Trayvon Walker. Here's Ballou and Walker. Here with Trayvon Walker. First things first, man. A very successful trip for you guys in London. How'd it go?
Went well. We came back with a dub, so that's all that matters.
Came back with 2 dubs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
To get ready now for Indianapolis, how much do things change compared to 5.5 weeks ago with Jonathan Taylor back and obviously Gardner now their quarterback?
I think they'll still come out and be true to the offense. Maybe just a little something different here and there, but for the most part, I still think it'll be, the same Indianapolis coach that we play. And as long as we come out and play to our standard that we're capable of as a team and a defense, and we're going to come out with the outcome where we want, which is a W.
Is this still preparing for the Indianapolis Colts, or do you look at it and say, oh, no, this is different now with Moss the way he's running and the return of Taylor, then obviously a much different quarterback with Gardner?
I have to say, man, it could kind of go both ways, but for the most part, it's still, as long as we're doing what we're supposed to as a team, teams should have to adjust to what we're doing instead of us having to adjust to what they're doing. But obviously, we're going to go through the film throughout this weekend, just see some of the changes that they made since the quarterback is hurt. So, and they're bringing in another one, so you just see what those wrinkles are that they throw in and go from there.
I don't care what the numbers say. The 2 best offenses in the NFL are considered Buffalo and Kansas City. You guys held them to 20 and 16, respectively. What does that say about this group?
This defensive group is just a group that I feel like we got that bond that every team needs, every defense needs. We bond together as a unit, and as long as we play as a unit, I feel like we're unstoppable. We got a lot of guys that's hard workers. play with a lot of grit and a lot of guys who know how to win.
Trayvon, every week it's something new, but you guys win both in London, you win in Indy, you lost both here. Is there extra pressure to win a home game?
I wouldn't say it's extra pressure, but for ourselves, that's one of our goals at the beginning of the season was protect the banking. That's what we want to do. So obviously we got to come out with a little more juice at home, obviously, and we just want to get things rolling for our fans that come to support us at home.
Final thought from you. How you feeling 5 games in?
I'm feeling good. You know, I always room for improvement, but for the most part, my body's feeling good. Mentally, I'm there. So I feel like with that being said, I can just continue to grow from there.
Best of luck on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, it's Trayvon Walker, and I made a mistake. It was actually 17 points that they allowed against Kansas City, not 16. No changes to the injury report. Zay Jones and Walker Little still didn't practice today with knees. Devin Lloyd, the thumb, spoke with him yesterday. He says he expects to play. He told me that. I'm going to play that interview for you tomorrow. We'll be on the AM from 3 to 6 on 1010 and the 1010 app. Cam Robinson, the elbow, is practiced in full. DeJuan Smoot, part of that 21-day window, has practiced in full for both days. And Devon Hamilton added today, limited, as he's now in the 21-day window for reinstatement. The only other injured player is rookie defensive back Christian Braswell with a hamstring. He is limited. One quick nugget for Indianapolis. They have upgraded Mo Alley Cox with his concussion to limited after not working yesterday, and Braden Smith, a tackle with a foot and a wrist, didn't go yesterday, limited today. Shaq Leonard, Kwity Paye, and Bernhard Raymond all have gone full. So Indianapolis pretty healthy for this matchup coming up on Sunday. All right, when we come back, let's do it. Let's go to Vegas. Let's take a look at where the money's going this weekend and all these big games in college football, and certainly the latest on the Jaguars and the Colts. We do ask you to come on by. Timeout Bar and Grill, Miller Lite sponsoring our party. You still have about 20 minutes to register to win tickets for the game Sunday. I got 2 seats for the Jags and the Colts. Thank you to Miller Lite. You got to come by here to Timeout Grill and Bar on Beach Boulevard in order to win.
We knew it was going to be a dogfight. It was going to be a 4-quarter game.
Looks, fires to the back of the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Zay Jones.
Things are beginning to kind of gel for them.
Took all 3 phases.
What an interception inside the 10-yard line.
Crunch time. The offense had to go down and have a drive.
He bursts out of there. Travis Etienne. Gonna put a nail in this thing.
We just have to keep moving in the right direction. I feel like we're doing it as a team.
Statement game. The next one could be even bigger.
We're 5 in. We've got plenty of football ahead of us.
The next one is a divisional opponent.
The Indianapolis Colts, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars, 1010 XL.
Unleash automotive excellence at Osteen Volkswagen of Jacksonville. Osteen Volkswagen is not just about cars, it's 27 years of family-owned operation and community. Visit Osteen Volkswagen today on Phillips Highway and at osteenvw.com.
Discover, this is Danny.
Hi, it's Jen Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Are you hungry? 'Cause everyone left after the asparagus sorbet.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Mia here, and I'm on the Brackish vodka train too. Brackish has some exciting news for all you fans out there, as they've just introduced 2 new incredible flavors that are sure to elevate your experience. Get ready to meet espresso and elderflower. First up, espresso. Made with rich Cuban coffee and a touch of chocolate confessions, it's not too sweet and perfectly balanced, just like your favorite plays on the field. Drink like a local. Drink Brackish Vodka, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
It's kind of like his own private locker, and you're his guest.
Every time we talk, I'm reinvigorated by my love of the game.
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010xl.com.
Hayes Blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
All right, Jeff, all I need you to say is, hi, I'm Jeff Lagerman, and me and everybody I played professional football with thinks Shark Coatings is the best.
I'm not going to do that.
You can't. What will you say?
Well, I mean, look, the floor is durable. It's easy to clean. It looks fantastic. It's the second time I've used it. What more do I need to say?
I mean, that works too, I guess.
Okay. Can you step off the ladder?
No one's going to know.
Trust me, they'll know. You're not as tall as I. Thanks.
Mike Dempsey here with someone who made a huge impact in my life. Paige, the owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
When I started Awaken 180 Weight Loss, it was from my own personal experience, my own personal journey, because for me, losing weight was so impactful. Wearing different clothes was great, and seeing a different number on the scale was great, but that wasn't really the real impact, and that isn't what excites me, that isn't what I'm passionate about. Seeing the change in the rest of my life is what is so rewarding, and hearing the stories from people who have lost 40 pounds, 80 pounds with us, and seeing how that has impacted their lives and their journeys and helped them increase their confidence, help them start their own businesses, help bring their families together and deepen their relationships. That's what it's all about.
Thanks, Paige. Lifetime results thanks to free support for life. Schedule your Awaken 180 at-home consultation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Visionaries, builders, and doers. Are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you be active, reach weight loss goals, and find your inner strength while you connect with your community. Family memberships at the Y include unlimited group exercise classes, childcare while you work out, and youth sports participation. It's easy to join the Y and affordable for all. Plus, the Y is a great place to meet a new circle of friends. Visit the Y near you or online at fcymca.org.
Yep, I'm looking at the pages right now.
Thomas's translation company just lost its only 2 Spanish speakers. Without the right replacements, he'll be in problemas.
Yeah, we'll have those ready. Tonight's gonna be a late one.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas. I think that's the only place I'd rather be than right here at Timeout Bar and Grill. Beach Boulevard, we're moments away for giving away these 2 tickets for the game on Sunday between the Jaguars and the Colts. Thank you to Miller Lite. What a fun party it's been. What a night for sports, college, NFL, and a huge Game 4 in the National League divisional round. Let's bring in our good buddy Rafael Esparza. He's with MyBookie, mybookie.org. Rafael, good to have you back.
Good afternoon, or good evening. I'll retract that one. I'd rather be where you're at instead of Sin City because the traffic here is crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that. Now, is it just, are more and more moving there, or is it just incredibly, just a ton of tourism right now?
A little bit of both. But you have to think about, they're still setting up for the Formula One race that's just killing traffic anywhere close by. Plus the new stadiums, the Golden Knights have started, Raiders. It's LA East. You think California traffic is bad. Vegas, I had to put that up there with almost close to Atlanta's.
The title town. Yeah, I got you. Let's begin with tonight's game. Where's the money on this one here, game 4, Atlanta and obviously Philadelphia?
It was very split. I mean, right when we opened up to number 10, of course, Kansas City money flooded into 10.5, but pretty much all week, early week, we got Denver money coming in. So it's pretty much 10.5. The total has dropped down 4 points, opened up at 51-47 is the total right now. So a little bit more action. I think bettors are thinking, you know what, Kansas City should win this one. Maybe I'll just bet some props, some player prop bets and stuff like that. Maybe not that much for the game because the game really not getting that much of significant action.
All right, interesting. How about tonight's game in Major League Baseball with Atlanta and Philadelphia?
Well, let's see. I have the Dodgers on my couch, and I have the Baltimore Orioles on my couch, and I'm going to have the Atlanta Braves on my couch watching the rest of the playoffs. I think they're done. I mean, is there any better home field advantage in baseball than Philadelphia during playoffs? I mean, it is electric just seeing this crowd there. I think they take care of the Braves tonight, and the Phillies move on.
JJ, do you care to comment?
I hope you're wrong, but I think you're right.
Sorry, JJ. I didn't mean to.
That's all right. We poked the bear with how we talked about Bryce, and we got what we deserved last night.
Yeah, they did poke that bear, no doubt. We got some Braves fans actually rolling in here to the timeout to get ready for this game. Interesting Saturday in college football. To me, fascinating. You know, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, how Notre Dame would be able to respond when they went to Duke after losing on the last play to Ohio State. What about Miami now? They had a chance to be 5-0. Yeah, they're still ranked in the top 25, but they go to North Carolina. How are they going to be mentally against the Tar Heels?
If they win this game, kudos to the coaching staff for getting these kids mentally ready. Not physically ready, but mentally ready. +3 on this one. I think they can win this game. I think their defense is still going to be up there. Hard-fought game. I think it's going to go under 57. I think defenses show up. But I would not be shocked if Miami wins this one and we totally forget about what happened last week.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way. I was just talking with JJ. If this game was played in South Florida, there's no doubt I would pick Miami. But it is in Carolina, so we shall see. All right, final thought. The Gators have really struggled on the road. I think they've lost like 16 of 18, but they're 1-7 under Billy Napier. Going to face South Carolina on Saturday.
If you're every team that you played Florida already and either got a loss or a win, you need them to win this one so that win that you got against them looks better. I think South Carolina keeps it close, but I think Florida pulls away. I think Florida gets a much-needed road SEC win.
They're getting healthier on offense. The return to ETN, apparently a couple of offensive linemen, so we shall see. All right, I know you can't get tickets to the U2 show at the Spear. Are you telling me that the Stanley Cup champion Golden Knights, that all of a sudden those are impossible tickets to get as well?
Man, those are crazy. I could have went to the bannerism, but I decided not to because I had so much work I had to do. Thank you for the Senate trying to get a House Speaker. But, yeah, it is crazy. And now UFC's probably going to do a match at the Spear. That Dana White announced that today. So, like I said, let's just add more traffic into the city.
Yeah, you know, Usman was here, and he fought Masvidal and knocked him out. And I saw Chimaev fight. That went the distance. But because of the injury now, what are your thoughts on a situation like that where a guy, and that's a couple weeks away, but a guy's not in great, quote-unquote, fighting shape to be a replacement this late?
I think what UFC did, and what a lot of major promotions do, they're looking for a name to keep people buying the pay-per-views. I think that's why it's like I feel bad for Volkanovski. I think he can probably win this fight. He did really well the last time they fought. Some people thought he'd win this, but yeah, I think I don't want to say loses badly, but same thing with Usman. I think both of them are just being prepared to fight this in a couple of weeks. I feel bad for both of them. I think both of them go down.
All right, we'll see. Raphael, leave us with the latest there at mybookie.org.
Yeah, we have college football going on right now. NFL is kicking off pretty soon. Some games tomorrow. Colorado plays tomorrow at 10 o'clock your time, so take a nap. Baseball playoffs resume probably Sunday because the Phillies take care of business tonight. So jump over to MyBookie to sign up today, win today.
Raphael, thank you, sir. Always a pleasure.
Take it easy. Have a good weekend.
There he goes, Raphael Esparza.
Now, Today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
I do want to tell you that there are all sorts of incentives available, incredible rates, regardless of the amount of years that you want to do it with. Very flexible right now at Key. All right, I am a proud owner of a Key GMC Sierra truck. Just celebrated my 6th anniversary with it. No, I didn't drink a bottle of champagne. I went and took a baby's diaper and gave it just a good wipe. And, boy, that was fun. My girlfriend just loves her Buick Enclave from Key as well. So just loaded right there. And take advantage of these October incentives right across the street from Tinseltown, Southside, and Gate. We're going to draw here the winner of these 2 tickets in just one moment. But my final thoughts on this edition is the trade deadline is 2 weeks and change away. I think this game is very important against Indianapolis for a lot of obvious reasons. Most notably, they got to win a home game, right? They're 0-2 here, and it feels like they got a little bit of stability now with their offense and more of a balanced attack. Expect them to expand on the 21 points they've been averaging a game. I think you're going to see that move each and every Sunday. Still concerned about the pass rush. Frank Clark reportedly out now in Denver after signing a big deal. Dan Hunter still available in Minneapolis. Brian Burns over in Carolina. The return of Yannick Ngakoue. Perhaps from Chicago. There's a lot of teams already on the verge of a fire sale here before the October 31st NFL trade deadline. Trent Baalke really surprised us with the Calvin Ridley deal, okay? I don't know if anyone saw that coming. This would be more of a predicted trade because of the obvious lack of pass rush that Jacksonville has had. Are they going to stay true with what they have? Because they said no again and again. Whenever we asked, they said no. We like what we have. DeJuan Smoot, 21-day window. He could be activated as early as this weekend. Inside, Devon Hamilton, he's interior, as you know. He was put back today. They got 21 days to designate him officially to return to the active 53-man roster. Once those 2 return, you got to make 2 other transactions, oh, by the way. So 2 guys got to go for those 2 spots. It'll be interesting to see what does happen there defensively, and will the Jaguars get something done when it comes to getting to the quarterback.
The 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping 1010XL rolling with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, Hacker, what are you going with tonight? You got 2 TVs, but you got 3 games. You going baseball, you going the NFL, you going Tim Brando in Houston and West Virginia. What do you got?
Yeah, I think I actually got all 3. I got baseball on one, college ball on one, then I'll have the game pulled up on my phone. Rick, forgive me if you talked about this. I don't know if you knew about it out there at timeout, but did you see the interaction tonight apparently between Bronco wide receiver Jerry Jeudy and Steve Smith on the NFL Network?
It's gone nuts on my phone, so I know that it's out there, but to answer your question, no, I have not actually seen it. But this is the same guy, Steve Smith, who called out Zach Wilson a couple of weeks ago and tried to get, was it Chris Jones he tried to get?
No, that was Rodney Harrison.
Oh, my bad. That was Rodney Harrison.
But
all right,
yes,
so tell us what happened.
Another former pro taking shots, though.
Yeah, so basically, Cliff Notes version, I guess Steve Smith has a podcast where he referred to Jerry Jeudy as a jag, just a guy. And all the trade talks about Jerry Jeudy. So Jeudy has a good game last week. Steve Smith apparently went up to him tonight at Arrowhead to try to tell him, hey, you had a good game. And according to Smith, Jeudy went up to him and said, ninja, and that's what he used on television. I don't think that was the actual word. I don't mess with you, with a few cuss words. And Steve Smith on television just went off on Jerry Jeudy. You got to watch the video. I've never seen anything like it leading up to a game before.
We bumped in. Were you down there with me, Graham, when Steve Smith was here during training camp? I don't know if it was you, if it was Gibby, or who it was. He's a mean guy. He really – I mean, I used to think Pedro Martinez was the meanest 155, 160-pound guy I'd ever seen. Steve Smith's obviously bigger than that. He probably weighs 190, 195. But he is the guy that I would not want to mess with.
Oh, no.
Did you see him when he came
You don't
through
mess
it?
with Steve Smith. I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. He's a tough guy.
He wears the hats really inverted up high.
All right, so good stuff. I'll look for that. What's coming up?
Yeah, obviously, Rick, we'll go inside the Jaguar locker room tonight, talk with Daniel Thomas, Tyler Lacey, and Chad Muma. I'm going to go up to Indianapolis, have a conversation with one of my guys up there, Derek Schultz, who's covered the Colts for years, get their perspective on this game on Sunday. And then Leon Searcy joins me as well in the 8 o'clock hour. So we're jam-packed tonight here on Hacker After Dark.
All right, Hacker. Have a lot of fun. Have a great show, and I'll see you over there tomorrow.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, that's going to do it. We're going to announce the winner right now. The 2 tickets for the Jaguars game against the Colts. Tomorrow we're on the AM 3 to 6. That's 1010, the station, and the app. We got a lot of good stuff. We'll go out to Indy tomorrow as well. Mike Chappell will join us, does television in Indy. We'll get the latest on the Colts. Tim Brando, you're going to hear from him. The Philly Rooster is going to join us. Haven't played the Devin Lloyd interview yet. I got a couple of other Jaguar interviews I want to rerun as well. So we're going to be real busy Friday. Again, that's on the AM during high school football season. That's 1010 the app, 1010 the station. Thank you to the good folks here at Timeout Sports Bar and Grill, and especially to Miller Lite. Thank you to Graham Marsh and JJ LaSalva. I'm Rick Ballou. We'll talk tomorrow at 3 o'clock on 1010 the AM and app.
Stretching the field is a good thing. Having a stretcher on the field